We've got another 25 book pre-screen unboxing. We're gonna do values, we're gonna do profits, we're gonna do all that. Stay tuned.
Comically correct comics.
Welcome back to Comically Correct Comics. I'm Bri. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, this isn't my normal setup, which is actually good news because my studio is finally under construction. It's been a long time coming, and I think we're only about a week or two out when I will actually have like a legit studio slash office where I'm really hoping that the end result will just be better content for my channel. It's certainly better live sales and auctions, just a better setup in general. But today's video, we have that 25 book unboxing, and these books I pressed and cleaned myself. I have perfected a quick press method that takes 5 minutes or less to get these modern new books in 9/8 condition. With my setup, I can do 2 books at one time, and usually really all it takes is about 2 or 3 minutes. But it is really important to give them that quick press because otherwise like half of them wouldn't make the cut of a 9/8. But with these new books, it's not like they need a steam bath and all of this crazy long pressing times. Usually it's just a real quick press to get that little bend or that little crease out. So if that's something that interests you, please make sure to smash like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss that video. I've all but finished that video. I just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row and got some more editing and stuff to do before I release that one. But I will tell you that with my pressing setup, I have a decent press, not like top of the line, but a really good one. It's definitely not a cheap one. All the materials, the full setup is around 250 bucks out the door. You can have this pressing setup and you accompany it with this video that I'm about to release, and you are off to the races in pressing your own books. And I think a $250 investment is incredibly reasonable for the value that you can get out of honing the skill of being able to press your own books. If you do any kind of submitting at all, you really need to be pressing your own books, especially if you're doing like 25 book pre-screens. That alone, to have all those books pressed, is enough to cover the cost of the setup. So stay tuned for that video. Not to mention that when you master the skill of pressing a book, you are elevated to wizard status amongst your friends of being able to press comic books. And let me tell you, a little spoiler, it's not wizardry. It's not that complicated, and you'll be very surprised. And it's fun. You're gonna really enjoy how enabling it is to be able to press your own books and to be able to look at a book when you go to buy it and say, I can get that out. You know, it just takes your comic book collecting game to the next level. But without further ado, let's jump into this unboxing. So this package showed up today and I realized what was inside it, and I know I have to open it because some of you watching this actually pre-ordered some of these books. So I need to get these books out today. So that's why I threw up the camera and decided to do this video. So let's jump into it. All right, so we do have at least one reject. This is how the rejects come back. It says raw books inside, and we'll get into that at the end. It's super, super light. There's a ton of slabs in here, so I think we did pretty darn good. Really close to 25 out of 25. All right, so first up we have Amazing Spider-Man number 55, Last Remains. This is the first print, the iconic, instantly classic Patrick Gleason cover. Just a beautiful, beautiful book. And let's throw up some numbers here. Yeah, I want to show you guys the color rub on this one that was allowed. So as you can see, color rub the entire length of that staple. It's still got the 9/8. I mean, it's otherwise perfect. And at the end of the day, a 9.8 is a nearly perfect collectible with only minor signs of manufacturing or handling defects. So that's a minor manufacturing defect. Something to look for when you're thinking about submitting books or not. That's a consideration, is that it could get a 9.8 still if it has that amount of color rub, but it kind of depends upon the entire picture of the whole book. It has to be pretty much otherwise perfect. There's just definitely multiple copies of this, and I'll just fast forward through this part. All right, so 13 copies of the Amazing Spider-Man Patrick Gleason cover, the first print. And as you can see from the numbers there, this book has, you know, a healthy profit on it. And so, yeah, I did order 20 copies. I sold some raw. I graded these, and I sold most of these on pre-sale. I think I still have some available. I have to go back and look at my records, but you know, they're not all wins like this. You know, full disclosure, I'm not just like out killing it with every single pre-order that I make, but I did order 20 copies of this on a pre-order, and I did have a suspicion that it was going to do really well. And so I'm going to make a video soon called How to Pick a Winning Pre-Order, and it's just going to go through examples of past super hot new modern books that hit. We're going to find trends, and we're going to see how we can predict the next one. So if that's something that interests you, consider hitting subscribe and smash that bell so you get notified when that video drops. And then I also have plans for a similar video called How to Pick a Winning Exclusive Cover, because there's slightly different guidelines for picking an exclusive pre-order versus just a regular new comic. So let's get into the next one here. All right, this next one is a beautiful book. This is just one of my favorite covers for these modern Riri books. This is Invincible Iron Man #1, the Midtown Comics exclusive. This is the first cover appearance of Riri Williams as Ironheart in costume. Okay, her first cameo appearance was in Invincible Iron Man #7, the second series from 2015. This is Invincible Iron Man #1, the third series from 2017. And her first full appearance was in Invincible Iron Man 9 from the second series. So this is the third series, and it's her first cover appearance as Ironheart in costume. It's a significant book. She also has a change of costume in issue 3 of this series. But I just love this cover because it shows her face, and it's just got some really awesome colors. And so let's throw some numbers on this one up here. So as you can see, also a healthy profit margin on this one. I think you can still find this book relatively cheap. I mean, I just sold a bunch of copies for 20 bucks at my last live sale. I went out and bought a whole bunch more copies because I found them at a good price, and I think that this book has a lot of room to grow. In fact, I think that right now this book is, you know, probably somewhere around 100, 125 bucks, but I would not be surprised that when the trailer drops for the Ironheart series on Disney Plus, when they drop that first trailer for that show, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this book peak at around 250, 300 for a brief time, and then come back down. So my advice would be to pick this up raw for around 20, 25 bucks if you can find it. Slab it. I mean, then you're only in it about 50, 60 bucks. And at worst, you know, you can sell it now and double up. But I think there is a lot of room on this one to grow. I got a bunch of copies of that, so we'll just fast forward through that part. All right, so 10 copies here of Invincible Iron Man #1, the Midtown Comics exclusive. And last but not least, we have another copy of Invincible Iron Man #1, and this is just the regular cover A. And so it's the same thing. It's the first cover appearance of her. I guess it, you know, it ties all of these variants for this issue would all tie for the first cover appearance of Riri Williams in costume as Ironheart. And this one is doing really well. Obviously the incentive cover on this is doing the best. It's the decal variant. I'll throw that one up here. That's the money book on this one. This book is also doing really well. In fact, let's throw some numbers up here. So yeah, I got this from my man Rob over at Cool Stuff Collectibles. I believe I paid $5 for this from you, Rob, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. Thank you so much for that, Rob. I mean, at the time, obviously, it wasn't as hot of a book as it is now, and you know, in all honesty, I think Rob probably got 5 times his money on this, because I wouldn't be surprised if he got this for $1. If I had $1 for every time I heard Rob say, got this for $1, we'd be sitting pretty right now. So anyway, since then I did go out and pick up a whole bunch more copies of this, because again, like I said, I do not think we've seen the ceiling for this book. In fact, I think it's just starting. And I think that if you can find this for a decent price, like I just found some yesterday for a really good price. I think I paid $9 for like 25 copies of this. So if you can find it near mint for a good price, go ahead and get it. Hey buddy.
What's that?
We're doing a video. You want to say hi?
What is it?
Come here.
What is it?
All right, you guys, we got the first full appearance of Lucas. Say hi, Lucas.
Hi.
Can you pick this up and say, I got comic books? Can you hold it? Say. All right, so we got 24 out of 25 comics back. So super stoked about that. You can't be unhappy about 24 to 25. So let's get into this and see which one came back raw and see if we could learn anything from it. All right, so the book that came back raw, rejected, was one of the Spider-Mans. So let's just take a look and see if we can find out why. So there is just the tiniest of tiny spine ticks on this. It's not color breaking. I've seen worse slip past them and get a 9.8. So, you know, I might press this again and submit it again. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for bearing with me with the change of scenery while my studio is getting redone. And look forward to that video for the room tour. I look forward to decorating it and designing it, all the live sales. I mean, I've ordered stuff for the walls where it's gonna be epic. So smash like, subscribe, tap that notification bell so you get notified when a video drops. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.